in nursery, my sister always used to dress me up in her clothes. So I used to...
Wait, so you've said this before. I thought this was like a one-time thing. So you used to go to nursery dressed as a woman.
No, didn't go to nursery, and it wasn't
Do we
dressed as a
realise
woman.
that
It would have been
I want to
a little
acknowledge
girl.
that you did just say that though. That's essentially what you just
No,
said.
well, yeah, but I meant at the age of nursery.
Right. Okay.
So I'd come home. My sister would be like, "Oh, put this dress on, George," and I'd go, "Okay," and I'd do it. And my favorite color. I said to my mum. My mum said this to me like a while ago. She was like, "Oh yeah, you know, when I used to drive you to school, I remember one time you said to me, like, you whispered to me, like, don't tell anyone, Mum, but my favourite colour's pink."
Oh, that's so sweet.
Because I always used to wear my sister's little like leotards and like ballerina outfits and stuff.
I feel like we should just have swapped places. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's a bit, but I mean, clearly something happened along the way. Good for you. You got to live a heteronormative lifestyle as an adult.
Wow.
And dress up as a woman as a child. And I did it the other way around. So, no, I was so gay as a child. I literally, my auntie, I think the other week when I was back home, showed me pictures of me in like a leotard and a tutu.
I've got those.
And I was thriving.
Asleep, like with the leotard riding high.
Oh yeah, and I mean,
that was
weird to put. First of all, any man, I'm just going to say it, in a leotard, not for like gendered norms sorts of ways, but because mashing up those genitals.
Do you just split the difference?
Oh, and I'm talking about myself here, so I can talk about my own little prepubescent genitals being stuffed in lycra.
The prepubescent, my own little genitals. You're just going down the little cock route again.
But like, I look at some pictures of when I did gymnastics, and I think, how was everyone not just laughing at my little cock?
Well,
do you know what I mean? Well, maybe they
years
were.
later, little does he know.
They are. Wow, what a time to be alive. So, what sort of... What?
I used to like art at school.
Well, I was going to ask, so when you went into... I know that you did like... didn't you do it at GCSE or A-level? Was it both? Both. Yeah. So, when did that start to happen? Because
when did that start? We're doing it in New York now. So I started my art back in Queensland.
Stop. I hate that. So I feel like if you're going to do art at like A-level, then at one point in your high school journey, you decided, I'm going to be a bit crazy. Because most people would recommend that you don't do art at GCSE or A-level, and you do like geography, some shit like that. But I feel like you have to actually be really interested in it as like year 7 to 9 in order to pick it. So at what point did you decide that you liked it?
It was when people said to me, "George, you can't drop art. You are great. You're one of the best artists of the generation."
Oh, wow.
Generational talent was getting thrown around. I don't like to label myself with that.
Yeah.
But
degenerate
I will.
talent.
Not degenerate, no.
Ellen
degenerate talent. Yeah, that's what they used to say. But no, I remember. I mean, it was dependent. I think art was very. If you're in the mood to do art, then it's fun. If you're not, then I fucking hated it.
Ah, okay. But I think sometimes the stuff that they would make us do, sometimes I'd be like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, let's go, sir. Honestly, pull them up. I don't need to do that.
God, I mean, what happens in private school stays in private school. If you know what I mean. They call it private school for a reason. Everyone gets to get the genitals out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I wish I went to private
school. Should have called it genital school.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I really enjoyed art though. I think it was because of my teacher. Classic thing. Do you know what? I just loved my teacher. And she was very funny. She understood my sense of humour, so I was a bit cheeky.
Wow,
do you know what I mean?
Come around often, those ones.
No, they don't. I find it quite upsetting, to be honest. And she was just a bit of me. She was called Miss Thomas. Are you still out there, Miss Thomas? Love you.
Bit of you and Miss.
Not in that way. I did not find her, physically attractive. Not that she was not an attractive woman. Just that I didn't want to like bury my face in her puss. Do you know what I mean?
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
It's a very nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Not that I'm, not that you're an attractive woman. I just don't want to bury my face in your puss.
Yeah. Oh my God. I remember having my face in a vagina and just thinking like
Just
face
leave it.
touch.
Should have just left it there.
I'm
just thinking mid.
But I was just like, it's just not for me. It's all just a bit. I mean, obviously, not insulting the woman's body.
You just get up and go, no, sorry, it's not for me.
It's just not. I'm sorry. But love women. Arguably like women more than men. Just putting that out there.
Why?
Because I just prefer like female artists. I feel like women have to put up with more stuff than men typically do. So it makes them...
I'd like to see them walking around with a weapon between their legs.
Oh my God. Yeah, I just like women. Not in that way. But as people, I do. Yeah. I like you though.
Thank you.
And you're a man. Are you a man?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
You know.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm not an impressive one, but
no.
You know, it's there.
Yeah, it is.
Does a job. Not the one.
So, art. What sort of things did you do? Were you a drawer? Or were you a painter? Were you like... so I did a lot of digital art.
That's mental, because I don't remember asking.
Nobody knows the things I've seen.
I was a drawer, as you would say, yeah.
A drawer? Are you taking the piss out of my accent now?
I was a drawer.
Oh my God, I hate it here. I hate it here. I'm pouring myself some water. Audio listeners, I'm going to the water cooler. Let George carry on speaking.
I'd love to drawer things. Sometimes, when I was really in the mood, I'd drawer and I just wouldn't stop.
I hate you.
I'd drawer till the cows came home.
So I used to be a drawer. I did. But I wasn't very good because I have shaky hands. I don't know if have we addressed this on the pod. My disorder.
We've addressed some of them, but not this one.
I have shaky hands. It's called a moderate to light tremor, and it affects my life daily. But I'm still here. I am a survivor, and I'm gonna keep using my platform to advocate.
What's the lowest level of disability that gets you into the Paralympics?
Oh my God, do you think I could be in the Paralympics?
No, but like...
Imagine.
You wouldn't be good enough.
Oh, I'd lose, wouldn't I?
Yeah,
I'd lose.
But I always thought this, like... What is...
I want to do it.
Well, I genuinely want to know what the lowest level of... Not saying that anybody's disability isn't, like,
no,
struggle,
but they do it in different levels, don't they?
So, like, how many fingers would I have to cut off to become
I don't think it's fingers. I think it's limbs.
Okay, but in a sport that fingers are helpful in...
Oh, like swimming?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess if you just lost both of your hands, maybe. Yeah, who's assessing this? Who's like... Do you know what? We'll put the...
Sorry, love, I reckon you could just be fine normally.
And don't, like...
how much of an arm would you have to lose to... be in the Paralympics for running, because arms do help in the old running sphere, but if you just lost the tips of your fingers, I'd be like... Yeah,
tips of your fingers, no. You can still do Olympics with that, I think.
How far down the arm are we going before you go, yeah, Paralympics?
Probably quite far. I would imagine if you lost both hands, that would
I reckon
qualify.
Down to here, then they can say Paralympics. But then, like... that puts you at a disadvantage to other runners because you don't get the full driving force of your arm, but it puts you at a massive advantage to the other Paralympians because you've got all your function in your legs and everything. Like, what an interesting conversation.
Yeah, I mean, do they put like people with no legs versus people with no arms in swimming?
They level it. I've seen they put people with dwarfism in against people who are like
with one arm.
Yeah, like lost limbs and stuff. It's
it'll
really
go off.
interesting.
It'll go off like average times, won't it?
Yeah,
it'll
really
be off
level
science.
It, like together, it's interesting.
Yeah, but
anyway,
I mean, I don't think I would qualify.
Anyway, back to your tremor.
It's just I mean, I feel as though I'm now comparing my tremor to people who have no limbs. So
yeah, when Max drinks water, it constantly looks like there's a T-Rex around.
Yeah. It does. Like, genuinely, I am just not good. My parents used to give me, like, mugs to hold when I was little just to laugh at me.
What? Oh, I thought we went to practice, but it was just to laugh.
Yeah, no, they'd just be like, pass me that drink. And I'd be like, ooh. And they'd be like, ooh, lol. But then they realised it was an actual thing and then they felt bad.